Namaste and welcome to part A of funds flow under simple solution series. The funds flow statement is also called statement of sources and uses of funds. This is the key statement under the funds flow analysis. This is an analytical tool which reveals the net effect of various transactions that happen between two balance sheet dates on a business concern, both operationally as well as financially. In the sense, just like a cash flow statement, funds flow statement also is an analytical tool, focuses on both operational and financial. Here, financial also includes investment. What it essentially does is, subtly, it splits operating activities for analysis purpose into two groups. One, statement of changes in working capital, which is a part of operations under cash flow. And we also have exclusion of non-cash and investment and financing transactions. For that, it prepares a separate statement called profit and loss adjustment account. If you put together statement number 1 and statement number 2, it is nothing but cash flow for operational activities. Under 3, it prepares a funds flow where it clubs investment activities and financing activities. Basically, it uses the same data, it presents in a different format, but its focus remains operations and finance, whereas cash flow splits between investment and financial activities. Funds flow clubs them together under a statement. In case of cash flow, we put together all operational items including working capital. Here we split it into two. At the top portion we are splitting, at the bottom we are consolidating. We will also have a working note prepared for the sake of understanding clearly what are adjustment items. Just to put it briefly, funds flow analysis and cash flow analysis use exactly the same data. Interpretation is the same, approach is the same, it is the difference in presentation. More specifically put, funds flow analysis is purely internal within a company, whereas cash flow analysis is mandated by statute. AS3, Accounting Standards 3, specifies that cash flow analysis has to be a part of financial statements because of its transparency and detailed in a comprehensive fashion, whereas funds flow is for internal purpose as an analytical tool for management information system. Let's go ahead. Now we are trying to have both cash flow statement and the statements under funds flow to understand how the flow takes place when the data gets compiled under a funds flow statement as compared to a cash flow statement. We are taking a typical cash flow statement with all the 5 heads: opening profit and loss account balance, non-cash and non-operating transactions, working capital changes, cash flow from investing activities, cash flow from financing activities. And we will take each one of them. First, we are going to take statement of changes in working capital. What portion does it take from the cash flow statement? As we can see here, it takes working capital changes and it presents in a format which is presented alongside. It puts it in this format: current assets, current liabilities with its various breakups, puts a total for the 2 years and puts a total for current liabilities and takes net difference and compares and says whether it is net surplus or net deficit, or net increase in working capital or net decrease in working capital. This is statement number 1. Relation with the cash flow is just as indicated. Then there is statement of profit and loss adjustment account. In case of cash flow, we prepare the first part of it, cash flows from operating activities, wherein we exclude non-cash expenses like depreciation, write-offs and others. Then we exclude investment and financing transactions to remove and relocate them, like dividend, interest, etc. Now, in case of funds flow, it prepares a profit and loss adjustment account, and how it goes about is it takes from profit and loss account opening balance and closing balance, and it takes all non-cash and non-operating items and puts up a reconciliation to find out what was the net funds generation. This is the second statement, which is exactly from what we do here. Only difference between the two is when it comes to statement of funds, it will be like a ledger account, debit and credit. Here we are putting it in the form of a linear template. That is the second statement, and the statement appears like this: opening balance of profit and loss account, closing balance of profit and loss account, loss on sale of machinery, interim dividend transfer to general reserve, all non-cash items, and items relating to dividend and interest items which are being put here. For relocation in case of cash flow, here we are taking it as statement of funds from operation, exactly the top portion of the cash flow. Let us take the third one. Third one is a funds flow statement, and what it deals with is cash flow from investing activities it takes, cash flow from financing activity it takes, and it collects figures from working capital. And as we will see here now, it takes figures from working capital, it takes figures from funds from profit and loss adjustment account, then it compiles these two. In the process, same data, put it through 3 different templates for a management information system, and ultimate control statement will be the funds flow statement, where the funds, sources of funds and application of funds have to match. Whereas in case of cash flow, we used to say it should match with the closing cash balance. Therefore, both the statements are totally related to each other. They are from the same base of data. It's only the presentation and the navigation which is different. But as we have put it simply, operations are split into two. Investing and financing are clubbed into one, and they are interlinked. And that's it so far as funds analysis is concerned. And if you have seen in case of our cash flow, we normally remove non-cash transactions and remove cash transactions in the operations. they are doing it in the profit and loss adjustment account. Working capital changes we will be showing in the operations. They will be doing it as a detailed working capital statement. In this case, we are going to have financing and investing both put together. It will come as a funds flow statement. This is just a representation, and it all has got a rationale behind it. And let us understand how do we do that. We will take our first example. This is illustration number 11 on page 283 of CMA study notes. And what do we do on an initial review? Okay, column 1, 31st March 2015, column 2, 31st March 2016. And as a matter of practice, we need to ensure that whenever figures are given in thousands like this and the adjustments are in absolute figures, always go for absolute figures to avoid any confusion. Because even if by mistake we write 150,000, instead of that if we write 150 somewhere, we will unnecessarily be wasting time. Better to go for absolute rupees in respect of the entire issue. Only one point we just want to make it very clear to here now. We have got a clear concept of working capital, current assets and current liabilities. There is only one item which we need to be very, very clear about. Provision for tax. Provision for tax. Sometimes in adjustment, there will be a line called tax was paid, say 20,000 rupees. Means there is a special transaction in the adjustment. If there is a special transaction in the adjustment, don't take it as a part of working capital. Keep it outside as an adjustment account. But the moment provision for tax is absent in the adjustment, simply make it a part of working capital. Working capital opening balance, closing balance. As I have indicated here, provision for tax, as there are no transactions other than opening and closing balance, treat it as a current liability. Opening balance, as we have said in case of cash flow, closing balance is created out of profit and loss account, opening balance is paid out. Tax paid is this, tax provision is this. Same way, we do the same way, treat it as a current liability. Opening balance is tax paid in funds flow, closing balance is debited to profit and loss account. If there is a transaction, then we will take it out of the working capital, take it as an independent liability. Working note required, make it a practice. Any account that is affected by the additional information, let it be covered under a separate ledger account for clarity and no reverting back and flow movement should be avoided while solving a problem. Therefore, in the beginning itself, make it very clear. First transaction, part of land was sold out and the profit from sale of land, normally it comes, profit on sale of asset comes to profit and loss account. From there it goes to some other account, general reserve or capital reserve. In this case, what they have done is, from land, the profit is straight away transferred to capital reserve. Therefore, it has bypassed profit and loss account. Hence, there will be no adjustment entries for this transaction in profit and loss account. This you need to understand. If it goes via profit and loss account, we will reverse it in profit and loss account. If it has not touched profit and loss account at all, there is no need to reverse it. It has to be noted. That's it. It will not enter profit and loss account by way of our normal practice. It will be just kept out. Second, there is plant and machinery sold account is there. There is a depreciation charged is there. There is depreciation on the machinery sold is there. That therefore we need to prepare two accounts, plant and machinery account, plant sold account. Interim dividend paid. It will have two effects. One, it will be provided for in profit and loss account. It will be paid from the fund flow. Dividend received, 1,000 has not been received. An amount of 1,000 has been received as dividend on investment in 2016, means it is and investment income, as we normally do in a cash flow, it has to be removed and relocated. In this case, we will credit it back to profit and loss account, show it in the funds flow as investment activities. This is on the whole. And a point which you need to note, whenever there is a percentage against a debenture or a preference share, it is always prudent to provide for interest in respect of debentures, dividend in respect of preference shares. Therefore, 9% redeemable preference shares, dividend. Now the question comes is, do you provide dividend on the opening balance or on the closing balance? Because there is a redemption. What we presume is full year this 50,000 was available, whereas 75,000 was only on the beginning. We presume redemption took place on the first day of the year. Therefore, we provide for 9% only on the 50,000 which continued for the whole year. This is regarding the initial review. When we start here by starting with the first point. A part of the land sold and profit was credited to capital reserve. What was the capital reserve? What was credited was 10,000. Therefore, this is the 10,000. And since it is directly credited, we know that in case of land, opening balance was 100,000, closing balance was 85,000. There was a profit of 10,000. Total is 110,000. 110,000. Closing balance is 85. Means the difference of 25,000 is nothing but sale proceeds. Because here it says a part of land was sold. At what price it doesn't indicate. We have to find it out by preparing the ledger account, and we get it here now. Second point, a machinery has been sold for rupees 5,000. Its written down value was 6,000. Its return on value was 6,000. And the company provided for depreciation during the year 5,000. And the 6,000 we transfer to sale of machinery account. It is the cost of the machinery. And it says it was sold for 5,000. Now, machinery, if you take 40,000 is the opening balance, closing balance is 100,000, sold is 6,000, depreciation is 511. Out of 111, opening balance was 40,000, means there is a missing figure which we generate, which is nothing but 71,000 of fresh plant and machinery purchased. This is where we put it in the pentagon. Second, here we have cost was 6,000. We sold it for 5,000. Missing item is loss on sale is 1,000. In case of land and building, 110,000, 110,000, closing balance 85, means the sale proceeds were 25,000. These pentagon items are the missing items which are identified because of the preparation of accounts, which we will be using properly. Now we have got the template of the problem. First statement to be prepared is calculation of changes in working capital. That is the first statement. What does it involve? It involves putting current assets together under the two dates and having an additional column for whether it is inflow or outflow. If then current asset increases, it becomes an outflow because we have to pay money for it. When current liability increases, we receive funds inside, therefore it becomes an inflow. If you can just see how it is done now here, we identify sundry debtors, stock, bills receivable, cash in hand, cash at bank. They are current assets. Current liabilities, as we understood from the adjustments, we are going to treat provision for tax as current liabilities because there are no other transactions. Sundry creditors, bills payable, liability for expenditure, provision. We will just go ahead and put all current assets. We have listed them out here. Their values are here. Differences are put. Then we transfer all current liabilities, 4 in all: sundry creditors, bills payable, liability for expenses. We strike the total: 131,000 current assets, 58,000. Net working capital was 73,000 last year. This time it is 164 minus 75, it is 89,000. There is an increase in the net working capital, means when net working capital increases, more funds are required. There is an outflow. If you look into the net figures, net current assets net increase is 33,000 outflow, 17,000 inflow, means we have a net outflow of 16,000. Working capital increase 16,000. This is statement number 1 under funds flow, and this balance we will be carrying forward to funds flow statement at the end, which is statement number 3. Now we are going to second statement. Second statement under cash flow is nothing but non-current items, non-operational items, non-cash items being removed. Second, removal of cash items belonging to investment and finance. Same logic we will be applying here. First, we will take from the ledger accounts which we prepared. Let's have a look at it. We will take loss on sale of assets, 1,000, and we have got profit and loss account depreciation which is provided, 5,000. That is, these are the two figures which we take from our ledger accounts which are non-revenue. Therefore, we remove them. They are non-cash. Therefore, we are taking them. Then we go to profit and loss account, take the two balances. This because it is profit and loss account, adjustment account. This used to happen on the top of difference of net profit, opening balance minus closing balance. Same logic we are applying here. Opening and closing balance, 24,000 closing, 15,000 opening. Then goodwill written off 50,000 to 40,000. It is a non-cash item. Then comes 9% redeemable preference shares. We have to pay them the dividend on closing balance, 4,500. Third, we have general reserve. There is a transfer increase of 5,000. We are writing it back. Then we have proposed dividend, 25,000. Closing balance. Then we have got preliminary expenses written off from 8,000 to 5,000, 3,000 appears there. An interim dividend of 10,000, dividend belongs to equity, that is financing activities. That 10,000 is shown here. And we have received 1,000 as dividend on investment activity. If you could look at it closely, what we have exactly done is non-cash items and items relating to investment and finance activities which are cash, non-cash totally deleted. Cash items belonging to finance and investment are removed for relocation. Same logic is applied here. With this, whatever difference comes, it is called funds from operations. That is what we used to do, funds from operations. Here we receive this amount. 71,500 is received from profit and loss adjustment account. We had 16,000 was the gap in the working capital. Both these figures will be taken to funds flow. Now, third statement is funds flow. How does it work? Simple. First, we take from the working capital 16,000. This is an outflow, means it should come under application. We post this figure here. Then our first statement is made use of. We go to our second statement, profit and loss adjustment account. There we have funds from operations. It is a source of funds. We post it here on this side. Those two statements are incorporated into funds flow. Then we go by the ledger accounts which we prepared. There we have got two missing items. Which are they? There was a purchase of plant and machinery, which is application of funds, 71,000. There is a sale of land for 25,000, which is the source of funds. These two figures we post. This is posted. This is also posted. Now we come to the problem. Take one by one. Equity share capital. 150,000 was there. 200,000 means we have raised capital of 50,000. Second, redeemable preference shares. 75,000 was there. It became 50,000, means we repaid 25,000. And we are paying 9% preference dividend, 4,500. These two transactions I was just explaining. Third, we have got investments. 10,000 investment was there. It became 15,000, means we purchased another 5,000 of investments. Fourth, preference proposed dividend. We provided for 25. Last year we had 21 as the provision, which we will be paying off now. 21,000 is paid. With that, we will have covered all balance sheet items under this color. A machine has been sold for 5,000, means we have received 5,000 as inflow. An interim dividend of 10,000 has been paid. We pay 10,000 as interim dividend. An amount of 1,000 has been received as dividend on investment. We show it as receipt. With that, we have accounted for everything, and we have a source of 1,52,500. We have an application of 1,52,500. The control is we take from statement number 1, we take from statement number 2, we take from the entire balance sheet and adjustment. When we put everything together, it should balance. If it balances, means we have done justice to the exercise that was given to us. If we look at it like this, we have a problem. We first prepare profit and loss adjustment account. We derive funds from operations, and we also simultaneously prepare working capital. We find there is a deficit of 16,000. Then we post those figures into funds flow and find out 71,000 is posted, 16,000 is posted, and at the end, after posting all items, we get the two to be equal to each other, and that will be the funds flow. And as we have seen now from the problem, we just prepare 3 statements using the same data, same analysis, same principles as we use in cash flow. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.